lot of places you don't realize that brick, stone, and all those hard surfaces are used. We've got an expert here going to talk about it. Great first show. Check out the second show. Welcome everyone to the Your Little Castle Show. We're back, an expert in the building, Jonathan McGee, who has enlightened me in many ways with regard to just things you don't realize. How much, when you think about brick, you're like, okay, that's the front of the house. You get the brick, you got wrapped on there, it's got the little bricks, that's it. No, man, there's so much done with brickwork these days that you forget about. When you start talking about anybody has a backyard oasis, I like if you call that, there's always going to be pavers. What exactly is a paver? Tell us about what a paver is.
Well, a paver is a concrete unit. It's pressed. So pavers are slightly different than brick. Brick are cooked at a certain temperature.
Okay.
Pavers are typically just pressed into the form that they'll be in and then cured.
But it's used more for the flooring areas, parking and walk areas and
absolutely
sidewalks and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I start just a little piece. I said, I tell you something I messed up. He goes, well, a lot of people mess up and they don't put the right aggregate underneath. I'm like, oh, I did that. I did my little, not my little job. He probably wouldn't mess with. It was like 4 feet wide, but literally, like I didn't put the gravel underneath there, and so now my bricks, my nice little blocks I got from Lowe's, they're all tilted at a 45-degree angle. It's almost like I put them at a 45-degree angle. I didn't because they were leaning this way, not this way. But these are the little things that people don't know if you're not an expert. Talk about, if you will, one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're working on their backyard oasis, and they've got that outdoor kitchen. What are some of the mistakes people make?
I think a lot of people come into it with a DIY mindset, and they have these ideas from Pinterest, and they would like to piece it together. Where that fault's at is you don't have a master plan. You need to have a master plan of the layout of your backyard so that everything can flow cohesively. This goes from where you're planting certain plants, because some are going to need more shade than others, right? To the feasibility of how you're going to walk through your, whatever type of area you have, whether you have a pond or, and you have to consider all these things. I think another big one is like your water and irrigation. People aren't considering, okay, well, what's the flow of water in my backyard? Are you sitting on a hill, or where is water pool at generally?
Yeah.
And but you have to map these things out far before you put anything down in the ground, right? So those are just important things that I see people slip up on in the very beginning stages.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, anytime you're doing stuff, anything structurally, but especially outside for your oasis, you don't realize I didn't think about that, but water run.
It got to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere. I live in a part of the neighborhood where the water comes down the street and goes to the drainage thing behind my house.
Yep.
And I just can only imagine if I started to put an oasis in my backyard, and I start to figure out where the water pools differently, because you're changing the landscape, you're digging things out.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have that stuff set right, then you might be, one minute you're sitting in a nice sunny spot,
then
next
you're sitting
minute
in the pool.
You're floating into the pool, you got water up to your neck, and you're like, where does water come from?
Yep.
Because water always goes to the lowest source.
Absolutely.
And you got to worry about water freezing and the other related things. And these are all things that have issues to do with landscape. So, what percentage? Normally, I ask people residential or commercial, but what part of your jobs would you say are done for the actual structure of the house? What percentage of what part of your work is done for the landscaping outside?
I would say 70% would be the structure of the house, and then 30% would go to landscaping for our workload.
Yeah, because I didn't even think about bricks are really a major part, and they're all different sizes. How big are some of the bricks that you work with? I can imagine. Standard bricks, but
you got your standard
bricks.
4x8, but then we're also moving retaining wall blocks, which can go 60 to 80 pounds, depending if they're solid or if they're hollow. Yep.
Yeah, and how often people try to put up their own retaining walls and don't put structural support. I know this from personal experience also.
Yep.
But they had a wall, and the wall just fell forward, and
Absolutely.
pieces were coming out. Why did it happen? They said there's no supports behind that. So you don't just stack them. There's some structure behind that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you need to know how far back you need to dig to backfill and fill that with gravel so that water can flow away. And you have to install your drainage pipe, and you can't just build the wall, because where does the water go, right?
Back to the whole water issue, and water is going to come in from wherever, and when it rains, it's going to go somewhere,
Yep.
and it's going to cause problems. All right, and then do you do commercial, or do you focus strictly on residential? Or
No, we do commercial and residential projects. Yep. So it's just kind of depending on the scope of work and the contractor that we're working with.
Okay, I'm going to put on the wall. So it's a lot of work you've got on. Take a look here. I'm going to go to the wide angle here, but here is your. We go back to your main page. Hopefully, I don't hit the wrong button here. But yeah, there they are. There's a nice little video you've got out there, and yeah. So here we are. I was looking for. Where did I get? Did I go out there? Well, there's your logo. I was looking at your. Give me your. There we go. There we go. And then here's your photos. Yeah. And you got a lot of great crew there. You got a lot of guys, gals on the crew.
Yep.
There's the team. But I'm looking at some of this work that's been done.
Yep.
This is crazy. Tell me what's going on with this one.
So this was actually a wall that a tree was growing out of the side of someone's foundation.
What?
And it caved the side of their house in. So we had to shore up all the floor joists, tear all that limestone out, and rebuild it completely.
So those are all brand new, put in. Were they the same bricks?
These are the same. So we used the same material. We just tore it out and then put it back the right way, essentially.
And this is another angle at the same.
Yeah, another angle.
And yeah, I mean, you can tell. And that's in somebody's basement.
Yep.
Because a lot of the basements back in the day, and there you are, looking through some of your. You got some technology that helps you with all this stuff. You got the crew.
Well, it keeps us warm anyway.
Okay. And now what are you passing? What?
So that's
a bag of mortar?
Yep, that's a bag of mortar, type S, and that's for structural support. Yep.
Type S, everybody. Write the note down there. But yeah, you don't want to.
That's what you want to use if you're messing with stone.
A lot of buckets you're going to have.
Oh yeah.
And but you're operating. You're in the field. You're actually doing the work there, hauling the bags, and there's your crew.
Yep.
Now, what part of town was this particular?
This was Old North St. Louis on a Habitat for Humanity project, actually.
Okay.
Yep.
Very cool. And now you can see this is literally, is this putting in new brick? Is this fixing
So this
brick?
was doing a rough door opening. So a guy in Fox Park on Texas, actually, he wanted to redo his kitchen, and so he removed the cabinets on the inside, and he wanted to then put a doorway in. So we did a rough opening, cut open the 3 courses of brick, and installed a door for him.
3 courses of brick, you said there.
Yep.
And you got scaffolding, and there's some of the work being done. What now? That mortar? How thick is that mortar that people see there? I mean, is it? It's not real runny, I guess.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so when you're laying brick, you typically want a thinner set mortar so that you can manipulate it the way you want to. But when you're tuck pointing it, you want a thicker mortar, and just because it cures better. Okay.
Expertise. There it is. You got the shirts, jerseys, and well represented. How many humanity jobs do you think you've done now?
Oh, in total, I'd say we've probably been with them for 2 years, in the 20s.
Okay.
Yeah, in the 20s somewhere. Could be 30 jobs.
Now this is an arc going over. Tell me why. Now was that window there? Or
that window was there. This is just them repointing a house, and so at this point they have ground out all the mortar joints. About 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch deep, and then this is the process of them reinstalling the mortar.
Okay, yeah, so you're reinstalling. Okay, I get it. And it's actually an installation process there, and you can see your agent there is. What is it? What is he called? A tuck pointer? Is a masonry expert? What's the official title?
Tuck pointer.
Tuck pointer.
Or brick mason.
Brick mason. Okay. Yeah. And then here you are. You'll pull apart, and this is part of that one job you were talking about. Now, why's he got a drill bit out there? What's going on?
So he's making sure he's chipping all the brick back to a certain depth.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's to square it off so that you can get that smooth edge. And put
so we could put the door jamb in there, and then we'll brick it in from that point.
Wow. And this is with brick. This is the same kind of stuff. Okay, you got to pull it apart or chip it away at the right angle.
Yeah.
You just got hundreds of jobs here, I can imagine.
Can I get you to go to a more specific?
There's a Tyvek you're talking about. That's the home rack that goes out behind. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. If you want to, we can escape out. I'll hit that button and then scroll down, and you just tell me.
Okay, so yeah. So I like this one.
Wow, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
the
that's your outdoor
oasis, right?
Right.
It's not always dirty work that we do. We do some fun projects too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We can really help add some beauty
But you
and
built this whole
integrity to your
structure?
house. Yeah.
Okay, now this is an oven, I guess, with a couple of fires. Is that a
Well,
fireplace?
this is just a fireplace.
That's a fireplace,
Yep,
okay.
Yeah. And we built, tons of these things. So this one is built all out of stone. We built them out of brick. We can do, just about whatever.
Okay.
So we can bring any type
get a
of look.
little
That was a lot more modern. And then, they went ahead and they matched all their, so these pillars were all brick at first, and they wanted the pillars to match the fireplace. So we wrapped all the pillars.
Gotcha. Okay, and they've got a bunch of them over there all the way around the corner.
Yep.
Around the whole house.
Yeah, it was a fun project.
Oh, wow, they got a ton of them there.
Yeah.
So that kind of became their posts in between the fence to do that. Now, that's really cool.
Yeah. Total facelift of the house. That thing looks amazing.
Okay, and you're grinding stuff down. So
And
this
there
is
you go.
covering, essentially you were covering what they had there prior with older brick. And
Their brick was
what
chipping
kind of
away
what kind of
and-
differences is it, what type of brick is it you're putting on there versus what
So that's just that's a stone veneer, a tumbled stone veneer that we're installing there.
Okay. Very cool. Well, lots of these great pictures, great crew. You've got these all out on your Facebook page.
Yep.
These guys working hard and hauling all the materials and everything. But if you want to see those examples, everybody, check them out right off your Facebook page.
Yeah. Facebook, Instagram, McGee Masonry, and we'll pop right up.
There you go. Look at that, man. Holy cow! Yeah, putting things together. I'm gonna put that up on the wall for everybody to take a look there. But here's piecing it together and making it look like new. And that's what you can do with some of this brick stuff. You start it off, it's 50-year-old brick. By the time you're done with it looks like it's new.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it'll last another 100 years.
Absolutely.
Very cool. All right, well, tell me, I can only imagine by now you've got a lot of people also that say you really helped out. Give me, you got one example you talked about in the first show where you helped somebody. They were in a tough situation. You say you do this every quarter now.
Yeah.
Give me a little more detail about the different projects where you just donated some work to people.
Typically, it's not every quarter, but we do try and do 4 of them every year. So typically, we'll save them to the winter months. And so what we'll do is once we have reached a certain amount of money, right, financially, okay, we're looking good in our account. Now what can we do to give back to the community? And so we set up, last year we did kind of like I had my assistant pick from a select, she went through, we had people send stories kind of, okay, there was widows whose husbands had passed in war or, cancer, just struggling, right? And so they're in the house all alone and they can't really manage all of that house. So we went through the stories that we thought were most important and kind of heartfelt and in our community, and we went out and we provided free masonry service for them.
Yeah, you say 4 a year. I mean, that adds up to be quite a bit. Because what's the average job that you're going to do for anybody?
So those are typically around $10,000 jobs.
Wow.
They're basement grouting jobs, and then we'll waterproof the basement as well. So adding like a dry lock layer on there to make sure they don't have any moisture or bugs or anything getting in their house.
Yeah, because that's something that's really going to help a family when they've got water coming into the basement.
Absolutely.
You've got to get that fixed. And
Gotta
normal
get it fixed.
weatherproofing foundation repair guys, anything in that area. You're saying $10,000, I guess. That's
like,
on the low end.
Yeah, very much so.
And doing a lot of work. All right, well, that's good community stuff. Tell me that as a business owner, give me an example of a challenge you've overcome that made you stronger. I've had a few things in my business career I'm thinking about, man, if that hadn't happened, it was frustrating at the time, but it made me better and I learned and helped me go to the next level. Or anything you can
Yeah, well,
share?
I mean, so I feel like all of the challenges are tests for character building, right? So it's how you overcome and how you react to a challenge, right? And so I remember starting off, it was particularly kind of difficult because I was so young. People couldn't take me serious in the field. I'm 25 years old, knocking on your door saying, hey, I can rebuild your house if you want me to. And a lot of guys are like,
right. Sounds easy.
Oh yeah, 15 years of experience. They're like, what, you're 10? So getting through those hurdles, I mean, building the right connections, right? It's building the relationships with organizations that just align well with what you want to do. And again, so that was really Habitat for Humanity, there were a couple apartment management companies that were really invested in making sure that there was a quality standard of living. And so partnering up with guys like that, and then it's really word of mouth from there has really kind of taken things off and got us going. And then we've had to continue to expand and work on our marketing, and yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, you made a couple of good points there, and you brought it up before. I want to reemphasize, but that work you did within the community that really kind of established and helped make connections. You said did that lead to the word of mouth that helped develop the word of mouth?
Yeah, absolutely. That is what I mean. When you do what you love and you're committed to it, people see that, and it's just it makes people believe and want to pour in, right? So I want to, because of how passionate you are about this and how you're leading these young men, I want to tell my friend about your business so that we can both support, and because this is something worth believing in and growing.
I'm putting the hat on for that one. But yeah, I didn't realize it, but I started to go to events and just share some of my time and some of my thoughts and some of what I overcame. And I was like, I'm really going to help these people out. And then I realized that I got the feedback from them that made me feel good and helped me grow too. And so
absolutely,
you can apply that to business as well. So that's a great lesson for everybody. All right, we've got another clip here we're going to show from Will. This is Will himself. Will Be Inspired, his big event. And they're coming up on the anniversary for that here shortly, I think. Or is it in the spring? I forget exactly when. But it's a great event over here at the Hickory Golf Course. And take a look here at what Will was doing in the community here. Will Bates, everybody. Will Be Inspired. Tell me about the event you got going on here.
Oh, we got a golf tournament today. Got some people coming out to support our military veterans and first responders. Everything that we raise today goes towards benefiting them, mental and physical health, overall wellness, wellness retreats, outdoor retreats, gym memberships. You think of it, you name it. That's what we do. So this is all to benefit them. I appreciate everybody coming out and taking action. Thank you.
We're at Old Hickory Golf Course. Been here for a number of events. Great crowd here.
Yeah.
How many people turn out for this thing so far?
There'll be at least 170 people here.
170 golfers, everybody. All right, if they need the Cardinal Cowboy to give out some free golf lessons, I might be doing that later. Don't wait for that. Don't wait for that.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
All right, man. Thank you.
Right, thank you.
Get up. We'll see you guys. Get up.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! So there you have it, everybody. Media has changed the way you do things, too. So that's what this show is all about, helping people understand the media. But if you would like to learn a little bit more, check out our book here. I wrote the foreword here. This is called Magnetize Media. Willie J was just in here last week. We're doing another interview with somebody he recommends we talk to. But they took my mug and put it inside this book. But I did the intro. It's the #1 seller on Amazon. But if you would like to learn how to magnetize your media, this is kind of a no-brainer these days. And you talked about that. Jonathan, you're a young man who understands the benefits of doing this stuff. And you talked about how has media changed, and you said even just since you've been doing this 20 years now, but in the early days and versus how you do it now.
Well, so once upon a time, the only way you could build business was word of mouth. And now media has taken it a step further, quite a few steps further, of being able to get that word of mouth out to anyone on the internet. So you're able to build a brand and something that people really trust and can see. And the more that you can educate people online, the more they trust your brand. And so being able to push that on social media, definitely, I mean, you see the return on investment almost immediately.
That's so true. I love that you say that, because so often people, they don't understand, like, if you don't get the word out there, your competitors now, there's this whole internet space, there a lot of it you can do for free, right?
Yeah,
and so it used to be when it was just like you either paid to be in the yellow pages or television or radio or print, that was it. But now it's like you're either going to do it, but your competitors are doing it if you're not.
Absolutely.
And social media has kind of changed the way the game is played, and that's what we're trying to help businesses with. Come on our show, we'll work something out with you. Might even let you put it on your social media, your website if you want to. Yeah. But I found where small businesses do such a great job, they just don't have the resources for a $40,000 studio to walk in and say, hey, I want to just make a video real quick. We love what you get to do here, but you're one who really understands that. I appreciate you talking about that. Tell me, what is the process? I mean, by now, for sure, people are looking at this and going, all right, I need some brick done. I need some landscaping done. I need my oasis built in the backyard.
Yeah.
How easy is this process? You go right to your website?
Incredibly simple. Visit McGeeMasonrySTL.com.
There it is.
Go to the Request a Free Estimate button down in the bottom right corner, and then just fill out that contact form. Take a picture of whatever you want done, or if you have an idea of what you want done, upload that file, and then we'll get back to you within the next couple days and get out and get you an estimate.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Then, in the process from there, where does it go from there once somebody has got their information to you, they filled out the form?
Yeah, so that drops straight into
CRM?
Yeah, CRM, and then immediately I kind of flag it, whether it's, so they separate, right? They're funneled through, whether it's a bricklaying job, a tuck pointing job, or a landscaping job, and then we'll go through there and categorize like that. Yeah.
Okay. And then you'll follow up with them and say, all right, let's schedule a time.
Give them a call the next day, hopefully, if not
2
days, and then we'll schedule a time that works best with you.
You give them a bid there on site, and then they walk through it and they say yes or no, or what questions they've got.
Absolutely.
And then we talked about it. What is the biggest question? We'll get to that one in a minute, but that's the process. But we are up to that question right now. What is the biggest question that people have? Is it always price?
Yes.
It's almost always price.
It is almost always price. And it's funny, but I mean, it's costly work. It's heavy labor, heavy materials, and so it's generally the price is what's the differentiating.
And if anybody's going to haggle on price, what are they cutting out by doing that? You can't cut.
Well, right. You can do three things, right? You get speed, quality, and you can miss one. I mean, if you don't want speed, well, then you're going to, the quality may be higher, right? And so you got to decide, well, do I want this job done right, or do I want it done fast?
Yeah.
Or do I want it done cheap?
Cheap, right.
Yep.
You can have 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, but you don't get them all.
You can only have 2 out of 3. You can't get 3 out of 3, or else it's just not the way the business world works. But that is the biggest question a lot of people have. What is it? I mean, you talked a little bit about it, but what's the average job start out at? Somebody could do just like a mailbox, or
I mean, a mailbox might start off at $2,000, and then you get a full tuck pointing job on a 3-story house that will be $40,000.
Yeah, so you're $2,000 to $40,000, And these are all heavy duty jobs. And you've got your own crew, you've got your own truck, you bring everything in. You've got the connection to get the brick too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's where they can really save some money, or at least know they're getting good quality brick. I'm not going to say any names of any big national companies, but they sell brick and all those kinds of things too, kind of. But you're going to have a better connection for all that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so you could, some of the big box brand stores, they sell lower quality brick and CMU that you might want to stay away from when you're building something that needs to stick around for a long time, right? So you'll want to source those material from actual building suppliers that use just better materials.
Yeah, and I mean, the quality of it has a lot to do with the longevity, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You buy the cheaper materials, they may look good up front, but you're going to be replacing that shortly.
Yep, absolutely.
Do not cut corners on the quality
Do
of
not
brick.
cut
Again, this
corners.
is something. Hey guys, I'm getting a temporary brick wall put up, right? I'm only going to be here for like 6 weeks, 4 hours. I mean, maybe in the movies, right? And they blow it up, and that's it.
Yep.
But other than that, these are things that you build for a long period of time. They're going to last forever,
Yep.
and they're bringing up the value of your house.
Yeah.
Especially those outdoor oasis. Where do those range? I can only imagine those start.
Yeah, so those start around $25,000, and they could go all the way up anywhere, even above $100,000, depending on how much you want to put into it.
Yeah, but those are like real top quality. Or maybe you're
100%.
outlining somebody's pool.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Help somebody with the pool area. You do that.
Yeah. Do the coping to the pool, absolutely.
Okay, and literally, but you've got outdoor ovens,
Yep.
fire pits,
Patios, driveways, you name it.
brick driveways.
Brick driveways.
My neighbor's got one of those. Did
Yep.
they pay? How much is that?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, they look great.
And they're permeable, so that the water, it never pools on your driveway. It goes straight through and drains away. So it's pretty sweet.
Makes it. Is it better for snow too?
Yeah. So and you can have them heated as well.
Okay.
So,
Now what? How much does it cost to have a heated driveway?
that's going to be an extra $30,000.
Okay, $30,000.
Yep. On top of the $30,000 for the driveway, so you're looking at around $60,000.
$60,000. Okay.
Yep.
But that's top-notch stuff there.
Yeah.
Then you're really like saving a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I always don't want to go out and shovel. I was just looking up there. I got an ad popped up. I guess it's that time of year. It says you get a heated mat you throw down. They wanted $200 for a little mat. I'm like, holy cow! I mean, I'll be spending that much by the time I cover my driveway.
Right.
I'd have been $30 just on these mats, and those are temporary. But get it done right, you can have those kinds of things. How many people get heated cement floors inside the house? Is that something else? Rare.
It's pretty rare, but I've seen the bathroom heated floors for sure all the time. Yeah.
Right. Of course. Okay. Very cool stuff. Well, tell me, what is it you get the most satisfaction out of? Ultimately, at the end of the day, you're really helping somebody create value for their most expensive asset. What do you enjoy most about this?
Mentoring my guys.
Really? Okay.
Hands down is walking along some of the students and watching their lives transform. I've had some of my guys have been with me for the full 7 years now, and I've watched them go from just 17-year-old adolescent, no car, no house, to car, house. I own my own company now,
Kids,
and
family.
married, yes, and they're doing their thing, and that is the best ROI I could ever ask for.
There you go. That's an intangible right there, I think. But no value you can really place on that. But when you've helped somebody,
on that.
And that's unfortunate. I've worked with a couple of kids that they were near death, comas like myself, and doctors had given up on them, but I went and got them back. There's no price you can put on that kind of stuff. And those kinds of, when you get to help somebody develop their career and get them to a path where now they can generate a revenue and an income and take care of their family, that's got to be ultra rewarding. And really what
Doesn't
you love.
get better than that.
And then we talked a little bit about it, but as you finish up, we'll finish up. But lots of things you do in the community, and Habitat for Humanity and a number of other organizations. But just great work you do around helping these young guys develop career paths that can lead them to something that can last for a lifetime. You can be this business has been around for thousands of years, probably going to be around for many more thousands of years.
Yeah. Hope so.
Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned. This is your little castle show. Giddy up.